I mean, I know that you reply to fans. You do it on a variety of topics. Are you at all concerned about the fact that you let the cat out of the bag yesterday and that you think pineapple on pizza is okay?
I went back and forth on that one. I can't lie, man. I'm a bad liar. I do like pineapple on pizza. So, I have not checked this morning. They may be roasting me for that, but
it's not good. It's not. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't know.
Unless you've tried it and you don't like it, but I'm a big pineapple on pizza.
Okay. Well, what else? I don't know if you did partake in the gambling down here, but what do you like to do to get away?
Somebody got to increase the athletic budget somehow, right?
That's right.
Let it ride.
You asked if I was up. You asked if I was up earlier. You didn't mention how you were doing. Do you get to have a little fun while you're down here? Or?
You know what? I've had a great time connecting with our team. I can't say enough about Craig and Walsh and Sarah collectively. It's been amazing to see them come together and how they've grown over this past year. And so we had a great dinner last night and was able to connect with a handful of the coaches and obviously caught up with Andy. It was good. We sat on the plane next to each other on the way here, and him and I don't always get an hour and a half, 2 hours just with us and to be able to talk through things. And so it's been very productive, and that's fun for me. I love what I do. I'm passionate about it, and I have not gambled this trip, and I do like that suggestion, Jay. That as Walsh and I have thrown out that idea. I'm not sure if the state of Idaho would appreciate me putting our budget on the line, but I am a risk taker. So
now we had at the very beginning, like the first 20 seconds, there was an audio issue, but then now that someone says it's working, but they said once you said you were a pineapple pizza guy, let's mute the audio again. Right. They're not a big fan of it. You're getting mixed reviews on the comments here about the pineapple. The pineapple pizza.
I'm trying to get a pineapple sponsor. Okay.
Pineapple and bacon, or what do you go with it?
Pineapple and bacon.
Okay.
Always think.
Or ham. You can throw some Canadian bacon on it.
What did you get any time? I mean, I know there's no off season for you as the AD, but did you get a chance to get away with the family at all, or do anything this summer at all, or is it straight business for you?
It's been straight business. I firmly believe championships are won in the off season, and so what we've been able to do with football, basketball, and a number of other sports. It's been a busy summer, very productive and positive in a lot of ways. I have not gotten away. There's been a couple trips I've had to cancel just to make sure that I'm doing my personal and serviceable best for our Broncos. But I will get out next week. I'm going to take my kids camping. I told them this summer, I promise you I will take you camping, and I plan on keeping. I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
I've talked to a number of our supporters who have spots. The kids are little, so going to try to car camp and
are we camping, we glamping, we renting a
before he answers, I'm gonna say he's
as critical as pineapple. I feel like
I do not see him sleeping in a tent. I'm just gonna say
hey, I have a tent. I love camping. Now it's gotten more difficult in Idaho, as you guys know. There's a lot.
You got to go early. You got to check them out early if you want a campsite. Right.
So I'm trying to find some, maybe secret spots. But the kids they're small, So I think we'll do 1 or 2 days, and the car will be close by. I know I took my 3-year-old hiking the other day with the other kids, and about a quarter of a mile in, I'm carrying him the whole way. And I'm just, I haven't worked out enough to do that for many miles.
I would like to pretend that I'm tougher than that now that I've lived in Idaho for over a decade, but I'm like a one-night camper. You know what I mean? You get up there early one day, have fun, you camp one night, you enjoy the next day, you go home, you can take a shower. Like I'm good with that.
What else do you do? I mean, I don't know if you have a favorite sports team, or what else do you do when you're not on Twitter or meeting with people or texting coaches or ADs or whatever? What else do you try to do to get away?
I've probably said this before. I truly love what I do. I'm very fortunate to find a career path that I can serve others and live out my dream and so my job I am a fan, and this can be a hobby for me to a certain extent, where it is, and it probably does my family a disservice because it's hard to break away, but my kids are so important to me and my wife, and so if I ever have any free time, I'm with them. We've gone to the pool a handful of times, and we've gone hiking, and went to the river, and I want to create experiences for the kids, and I want to be present, and so I spend a lot of time doing that, and the rest of the time is serving our Broncos.
Anything else, other sports going on? I mean, football gets the headlines with practice starting next week, but anything else going on that you want to get out to Bronco Nation, or just what's going on? Obviously, you've had a lot of success with a lot of the other sport programs as well. What else is going on? What's the outlook for some of those going into the fall?
Well, I'm extremely excited. Earlier, I believe in June, we announced season tickets for volleyball and soccer. And we plan on doing that, for all of our fan-facing sports. Some of our sport programs, and I feel bad for them, track and men's and women's golf, they don't necessarily have home events, which we're also working on. But for gymnastics and softball and volleyball and soccer, expecting great seasons across the board. Our coaching staff, they're doing a great job, in preparing us. And yes, football's starting, but so is cross country, volleyball, and soccer. They're hitting campus around the same time. So really excited about that.
Yeah, the tournament with Once a Bronco was just played out.
Yeah.
Talking with some of the guys over there, it sounds like there's a chance that TBT could be exploring a regional in Boise. And I don't know how much you would have to do in order to help pull that off. But to see what Thomas Bro play, Ryan Watkins, all the effort that those guys are putting in, there was a certain little energy over there inside the Ox Gym this last week. It seems like that has massive potential. And I can't help but imagine it's got to be awesome to have that energy from your alumni base being poured back into that program, because we really haven't seen it from men's basketball that much so far.
No, you're absolutely right, Jay. And when you look at basketball, that's something that we've invested in significantly. And we have high expectations, as does Leon. And you saw what we were able to do this last season. And so that Once a Bronco, that was something Leon had come forward with. And Darren College is doing an amazing job with our letter winners. And we've barely scratched the surface. So if there is any opportunity to get that tournament and just the connection, the thing that I enjoyed the most was seeing those guys connect with our current team and the knowledge they have and the experience, and being able to talk into guys like Tyson, who they were elite last year, but they're not done growing. And so the future is very bright. And when you have a group of Broncos like that truly care, and it's something that I think made football, our football program what it is. And it's something that Andy has really, emphasized in terms of the brotherhood. And we need that across all sports.
Yeah, I don't want to set like any unrealistic expectations or standards, but I got to tell you, BJ and I were over there watching that scrimmage. It was physical. It was competitive. By the end, there were like barely any bodies left to even play.
Oh, Max Rice fell down. Right? Got hit, and twice. He had to go get stitches. It was a pretty competitive matchup.
If we can find a way to move that thing to Extra Mile Arena and have some fans watch that, I don't know the exact rules there, but God, that would be awesome.
It would be awesome, and it's anything that we can do to drive people to our campus, and especially around our sport programs. I think it would be extremely valuable.
We'll get you out of here soon. Just a couple more quick ones. But fans were asking about NIL stuff. Is there anything new with that? Or we know you guys won the award for that. Obviously, it's going very well with what Mike Walsh and everyone's doing over there with NIL. But how proud are you, I guess, of where that's at, and what's next, so to speak, with you guys in the NIL department?
So Walsh, I can't say enough in terms of this program, and Nathan and Cody and Joe previously. They did an amazing job, and that was, we talk about, plan the work the plan, and that was something that there was a lot of work that went into that, and to have the most student athlete friendly program and to separate ourselves, we're competitive, and so we're watching what everyone else is doing, and we're constantly trying to get better. Walsh and I met yesterday on some additional things that we potentially could do, and with the state of college athletics, the blinders are coming off. There is no traditional model anymore. We are defining it day by day. And I think that really plays well into who we are as Broncos. We are going to be innovative, and we're going to do some interesting things that people may question initially, but you don't know until you try, and we're going to continue to try.
Maybe this is a question better served for one of your staff members. What do you think it's like to work with you? I mean, you like the Kool-Aid man that like jumps through the door.
Did Walsh plant this question? What?
The folks behind the camera are now turning and walking away.
Right. They are. They don't want to make eye contact with me.
We're in, the middle of July, and it seems like you have the energy that you would, when we hit mid or early October and you're hosting San Diego State on the blue. I mean, how do you maintain that level of energy, that passion?
There are only a few things I can control, and that's my passion, my attitude, and my work ethic. And that's something that I've told you guys and Bronco Nation in general. I will promise that, and I'll promise 100% of that. I'm very passionate about this job and the idea of serving others and best preparing us. I mean, how cool is this to be a part of something, even though we're navigating some very uncomfortable times and no one really knows what's going to happen, to be a part of that and something that, I don't think too far ahead, but, 10, 20 years from now to be able to say, remember when, and, I want this to be epic. And so in terms of how the staff feels, I think coming out of COVID, this new guy gets here, has no idea, new AD, and he's like a bull in a china shop, and he's just rolling. I think it probably caused some stress and anxiety, but my hope in time that our team realizes that I love them, I care about them, I can't do it without them, and I feel like we've gotten buy-in across the board, and you see it when you walk the halls and the smiles and the engagement and the culture, and that was what was so important about going to dinner with our staff last night. And just be able to break bread and talk about what they're doing and what's going on in their lives and where their goals are. I take that part of the job very seriously. We need to have an elite culture, and we're working towards that.
We can see it too, because I know you've had some change.
Yeah.
Trying to build new connections and all that stuff. And I don't think we've ever seen this many members from Boise State travel to media days before. I think that's something that definitely seems new. You guys might be the most well-represented.
Well, I was actually surprised, and it's something I was talking to the commissioner about, that more ADs do not come to this. This is important.
I think straight up, I think a lot of them try to hide. Yeah. I'm being honest.
Which I get.
Yeah.
But I think it's important. It ties back into that Power 5 mentality.
Yeah.
We're going to define our own expectations. I wasn't aware of how many people had come to this in the past, but to have someone like Alex here who does a tremendous job with our social media coverage and video and creative, and right now we don't have maybe what everyone else has, but we're doing an elite job with what we do have.
Final two quick things. A couple of questions about the video boards. What's the status of when the two video boards you hope to have up and running?
Yeah, my understanding, and this, and hopefully, Bronco Nation understands this. We are doing our very best to get these boards up, prior to our first game. It helps us that we're on the road the first two games of the year. Steel and work in general is challenging. Many are dealing with that, and so we are finding solutions. I cannot say enough about Bob Carney. The guy is, up to his neck in video boards and lines, and with the additions of our facility over time, where you think a line is versus where it really is, and nothing is simple. Every time I call, it's like he has to go into crisis mode, but he is finding a way forward, and that's all I can ask for him, and he's finding solutions, and I'm grateful. So I would expect him to be in for our first home game, but
both of them could be in.
That's the goal.
Okay.
Now one of the boards, it's a little bit easier, the north side, because all we have to do is expand it. The structure is in place, and so very much expect that one. I don't see, God forbid, knock on wood, something happens that maybe is unexpected, but the Melaleuca board is the one that it's a completely new structure. So moving a transformer box and having to find the lines and figure out how we place this thing. And if you go back there the next time you guys are on campus and see the space that this thing has to go up between our building and the stadium, it's not very big. And so there's very little room for error. And so that's where to depend on McIlvain and Bob and Rule Steel and all these guys that have really stepped up, and you see their passion for us, and that's where we barely scratched the surface. People are stepping up and showing up, and that's all I can ask.
And final thing, what else? I know we talked last week, but you got, within the video board announcement, you're going to have some new TVs at the concession stands. What else, the quote fan experience that you like to call it, what else when folks come to that UT Martin game, are you hoping is going to be different or enhanced?
Yeah, some of this stuff is going to be announced over the next couple of weeks, and Walsh and our team have done a good job. You hear me talk about telling our story, and so you're going to start seeing this stuff out there. But some of the stuff that I've already mentioned, the addition of 4 top seats, we tried to do that last year. The delivery was off because of COVID, and so we punted to this season. And so having new chair backs for our fans, having a enhanced experience from a tailgating standpoint in terms of DeChevrolet Field, having the 2 video boards, having the televisions, We're doing some cool things with the Hall of Fame, and that was such a huge, and it was somewhat happened by accident. We created this insurance for our donors, and that was a huge benefit to them, and allowed us an opportunity to engage prior to a game. And we're going to try to enhance that with other coaches and giving our other sport programs an opportunity to speak into what they're doing, because they're doing amazing things. So you are going to see more, and it's just the beginning, because there's a whole other list that's, going back to the question, how my staff feels. I very much live by this what's next mentality. So as soon as I know it's done, whether we've announced it or not, I'm on to the next thing. And there's more to come.
Well, the Experience Blue Committee commenting that they're already doing work, so I know folks are excited. Right. We appreciate your time, Jeremiah. Thanks for joining us today.
Appreciate it.
I'm sure we'll see you around today, but safe travels back, and best of luck with everything. And I think September 3rd in Corvallis is going to be here before we know it.
That's right. Look forward to seeing you there. Go Broncos.